What's up, guys? It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video. It is just life and stuff, and it's never enough time in the day. I think that's the main problem, especially when trying to get stuff listed, trying to get stuff done. I have a full-time job and trying to do all this crap as well. We always find time to go out and buy the stuff, but it's about finding the time to get things listed. So I've got to make a concerted effort to try and get rid of some of the stuff that I've got. But so I went out. All this stuff that I got is from last weekend, and I sort of shook things up, and I didn't go to the one that I normally went to first, and I sort of shifted along one. I went to the second one that I normally go to. I went to it first, and then went around, and then went to the big one earlier than I normally do. And I did really well. I don't know whether it was because I was at these specific ones earlier, or just that the things that I bought were small and got missed, or were bulky and people looked at them and think, oh, there's no value there, or were too expensive. So, but yeah, so yeah, I went to the first one I went to. I got there at about, I didn't get there till about 7, and so everything was pretty much, well, 75% of it was already set up. Some did turn up afterwards when I was walking around, but as soon as I got there, I was like, oh god, like the usual suspects that I've seen at other ones around that are very hot on buying. They'll buy all mobile phones, they'll buy iPads, they'll buy computer games, they'll buy anything that's, quick flip, high profits type stuff, popular stuff. So it was nuts, really. So I was wandering around, and I got a couple of things which I was happy with. Like I actually got from 2 different stalls. I got 2 of these Instax Mini 8s, which are fantastic. And they were both £2 each. So there's this one which I'm colourblind as heck, so it's that blue, and then this one, I don't know, is it like peachy? I don't know. But yeah, so they were £2 each. So I was like, okay. I was getting a bit worried. It's like, oh god, I haven't really bought anything. And so yeah, these are great. So £2 into, I don't know, what do these go for now? 25 quid. Maybe if I send them to Amazon, I might be able to get more. Need to sort of investigate, but they're good. So that's like, it could be like £50 for a £4 investment. So that's not bad. Like one of these was the first thing I bought, and then I actually got one of these slightly later on, but I thought I'd just get them out of the way now. But within 10 minutes of me being there, I bought one of the best things I've ever bought at a boot sale. And I was there late, and it was sitting on the table, and I don't know why no one had looked at it, no one had bought it. There is a bit of a chance that maybe it doesn't work 100%, and I haven't tested it properly yet. But it's this Walkman, and it's fantastic. It's so cool. It's got this little like caddy that it's got the clip that you can clip on. I don't know if I can be bothered to. So it just unpops. Oops, shit, and pops out. So it's got a couple of little nicks, but it's so good. So it's the I might be able to get some of the little marks off, but it's the WM2. I don't even know what year this is. Like it's got the original manual here, which is great. So I don't know, maybe it's got in there what year it is. I need to have a good look. It's got that. It's got the little like warranty card. It's got the correct little Sony strap for it, and the official it's like it takes 2 large batteries, and so this is like a backup power supply for it. And so this lady, it was just on the ladies, and I was like, wow, that's really nice. I didn't know how good it was. I didn't know how good it was until I researched it. I knew it was good, but I didn't realise how good. Especially like with all of the extra little bits and pieces. So that's the little caddy bit that it just pops into. So yeah, the lady was sad. She actually said goodbye to it when I'd paid and I walked off. She was like, before she gave it to me, she was like, "Bye, Walkman." I think she must have had this since like her 20s or something. So you know, it's really nice. I'll have to check it fully, but even for parts, it's, you know, if the what do you call it, if the bands have gone on this, I might pay someone to fix it for me, or just have a go at doing it myself, because this, with all those accessories, I think I can get about £250 for this. If it's fully working properly with all that stuff there, I think, yeah, it's at least £200, but I might be able to get £250. And it was just sitting there. I paid £3 for it. You know, there was all these people walking around. I can't believe it was still there. So lucky. Yeah, so I was made up with that. It's like, wow. You know, it ended up being one of those days where I didn't buy much. I hardly bought any DVDs. Yeah, there wasn't much at all. And just some of the things I got were just real quality. So that was great. So I didn't really get much else at that the first booth that I went to. I got this Blaupunkt little DVD player, and that was a £5. So it comes with the power supply, which is in the bag, and that was probably £30. So that wasn't bad, £5 into 30. So I was sort of happy with that. I've got just what have I missed? I'm gonna have to pause. Sorry about that. I missed something. So that was at the first boot sale. So massive score, and then a couple of little bits and pieces. There might have been a couple of DVDs that I picked up, but I can't bloody remember now. So I went on to the second one, which is normally the third one I go to, and there was one stall, and he had some really good stuff. And bearing in mind, he was already all set up. So, and there was a couple of guys there. I know they go for games and things, and so I don't know if there was anything, you know. I think sometimes people get put off because they hear prices and they think, oh. So, yeah, this guy had a ton of PS4 games. And I said to him, oh, how much are the PS4 games? And he's like, oh, £10 each or 2 for 15. And I was looking through, and there was quite a few good ones, but it's like they're not worth £10 each. And just about £7, some of them. And I went through, there was a few, like there was Sniper Elite, I've got it, and there was a few other games. But he had this one, which is the Bioshock collection, which is it's a double disc set. Might even be a triple disc set. But I quite fancied this. And so I was trying to think of something else to go with it. And then I saw that he had this, I thought it was a wah pedal, but I think it's a volume pedal. I'm not very up on this, but yeah, it's Ernie Ball, which is a really good brand, and it's aluminium, proper heavy. Yeah, it's really nice. It's a really nice thing. Such a simple mechanism though. It was almost like a piece of string in there. Yeah, and but it's just a really good mechanism. So, you know, it really is not wobbly, it's just firm, and it's great. It's a really good pedal. But yeah, it's like anything, you can tell quality. And yeah, so this is quality. And I said to the guy, I was like, oh, how much is the pedal? And he's like, a tenner. I was like, okay. So he was asking a tenner for the games, and then he asked for 10. So I said to him, okay, well, if I have one game and that, will you do 15 quid for the both? And he's like, yeah, sure, no worries. So I got the pedal for £7.50, which is great. I think that I should be able to get, see, easy 60 quid, but I reckon if I push it, I might be able to get 79.99. So yeah, that was really good. Quality, easy to post, and there's no real wear on this sort of sandpapery stuff on the top. It's all good. And yeah, and I got that as well, so that was great. But he had loads of stuff. He had some camera gear, yeah, all the games, and he had this joystick, the Thrustmaster Hotas Cougar joystick, and it's the throttle as well. It's such good quality. It weighs a ton, and I sort of looked at it. I was like, oh my, that's such good quality. And I couldn't see this because it was facing the other way, but it just looks so cool. That there's another one which is called the Hotas Warthog, and if you look it up, the throttle looks amazing. It's got all these buttons and stuff on there, so cool. And I said to him, "Oh, how much is that?" Like, it weighs a fucking ton. Weighs a ton. And he was like, "Oh, he was asking 65 quid for it." It's like, oh. And originally he was asking 65 quid, and then so I wandered off, and I had in my mind, because it's something, you know, that good flight joysticks and throttles are worth money. I've never seen one of these out in the wild. I've seen lots of cheap plastic crappy looking ones, and I've thought, oh, is that one of the ones that's worth good money? And it's never. This one is. These are. There's an even better one. As I said, the Warthog is even better than that, and especially because it comes with this stuff here. I don't know what my sunglasses are doing. So I walked off, and then I looked up the completeds for it, and I was like, whew. And I sort of I strolled back over, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, what's the best you could do on that? And he said, what did he have on it? 35. I think he might have said, I don't know, 30. 35. I think he said 35. Yeah, he did. He said 30. Yeah, it was 35. And I said, oh, okay, would you do 25? And he's like, no. And that's when he told me what he was asking for, like an hour ago when they'd set up, like 65. So he said, no, I can't really. And so I was just, if you can't get them to put the price down, just try and get something else, a better deal to put with it. And I was looking around, and I saw that he had this little, how'd you turn the motor on? Maybe it's run out. It's a little Samsung. It did just vibrate, but I think maybe it's run out. Maybe that's why he's getting rid of it. Come on. Anyway, it's a Samsung Gear Fit, or Fit Gear. And anything like this is hot, you know, that's easy. And I think, oh, you know, it's got, this comes off, it's part of the charger. It looks really nice when it comes on. I wish it'd bloody turn on, but it's maybe, sorry. Anyway, yeah, so I asked him how much that was, and he said, oh, that's a tenner. I was like, okay. So I said, will you, you know, all this stuff, this type of stuff's hot, so, you know that I can sell it easy, or I could CEX it. So I said, okay, would you take 35 for that and this? And he was like, oh, you're good at this. And I was like, well, you have to try and find ways of making like deals slightly better, and he accepted it. So I think CEX, this is about 25 quid trading, and you go on eBay and try and find a full set of these sold. There's a few of these, but there isn't the complete. I think one complete set is sold for £250 for the full set of that, and I don't think they even came with that. I don't think it even came with that. One is sold for 250 quid. The Warthog goes. There's been a few more of the Warthog which goes for 250, up to 350 quid. So yeah, 30 quid, and I think easy 250. I might even be a cheeky bastard and go 300. So fantastic item. Fucking big hairy bolo that, you know, to look out for. So yeah, fantastic item, weighs a ton, don't care. Bubble wrap box in another box with padding around it, and it'll be fine. So so yeah, that and that, it's like 500 quid maybe between the two of those. 500 quid, and it's cost me fucking £33. Great. So lastly, I'm not going to chat about this too much, this one, but this was at the third boot sale I went to, and I got virtually nothing there. I saw this lady had this and another typewriter, and what drew me to it was it's got this really nice, like, I don't even know, it's like etch primer type finish. I don't know what it is, like crinkle. I don't know what they call it, there's a name for it, but it's really nice. Condition is fantastic. I went up to her and she was like, oh, she was 15 quid. I think it must be more expensive. It ended up, the day wasn't that great. You could tell that they hadn't made much money. And then with it straight away, I wandered off. I looked it up on eBay. I see that they go for £100. I went back. I didn't even say anything, and she's like, look, if you want it, just take it for a tenner. So I got that for a tenner, and that's £100. It's absolutely immaculate condition for something which is, I don't know if it's 50s or 60s. I've got a feeling this one's 60s because I've seen what I think is slightly older versions. It's the same typewriter, but just it was obviously made for quite a few years. But I think the 50s version has got this sort of airflow type metal case that it comes in. It looks really nice, whereas this has just got a bit more of a bog standard case. But yeah, I can't remember what the actual model number is, but yeah, it's super nice. Really nice typewriter. But yeah, weighs a ton, but it's no big deal. You know, heavy things make you good profit. So yeah, that I bought a few games which I want to go through from CEX, but one other thing that I picked up, which I almost forgot about, was one of these Teasmades, and it's quite. People know that Teasmades make decent money, and I saw this one lying on the floor, and it was another one of these ones like the other week when the person didn't want me to look at it fully. You know, he had it all taped up. It's got the original box here, but it's obviously fallen to pieces. I'm going to try and salvage it because it's just folded up. I'm going to try and salvage it, but it's got the bits of paperwork with it and everything. But he had it all taped up, and so I started to look at it, and he's like, what do you want to look at it for? I was like, well, if I want to buy it, I want to look at it. It's just, I don't understand people sometimes. I was like, oh, how much is it? It's like, oh, tenner. It's like, okay, well, I want to look at it. And then he was, you know, some people can be fucking moody bastards in the morning. And yeah, so he was a moody bastard. But yeah, this is a Swan, like, goblin Teasmade. It's fucking brand spanking new. Apart from there's a bit of tape stick here, I'm gonna sort that out. But it's absolutely spotless, absolutely immaculate. And so yeah, I paid a tenner for this. The other thing that was weird was where are you, bastard? That it didn't have a plug. So I just think it's not been clipped off. I think that, excuse me, I don't know whether electricals back in the day, because this is probably 70s, I don't know whether when you bought something you had to put the plug on yourself. I'm not sure, because this looks, I know it does look like they've been twisted. I don't know, I'm really not sure. But I bought myself a plug from Wilco's. I'm going to stick a plug on it, and I'm 100% sure that it's going to work. But yeah, it's absolutely immaculate. And that is, so I paid a tenner, and that's £100 all day long. Look at the completed listings, £100, no problem. Fuck knows who buys them. It must be nuts. But yeah, it's £100. So yeah, I say I didn't buy lots, but everything last weekend was just quality. So nice. One other thing I actually bought, it was from the same place I got this. I know I'm going around in circles a bit. I bought a Galaxy S3 mobile at the same boots I got that from. I paid a tenner for it, and it came with the box and the charger, and it was working, and it was unlocked and everything. And I got 54 quid for it in trade credit, and I took a ton of because I took some Lion King stuff in, but the price has gone down again on all the Lion King stuff. So I took a ton of Lion King stuff down for CEX, and I bought myself some games. So I just they'd just had at my local CEX, they've had the same GameCube stuff in for a long time, and all of a sudden they had a load of new stuff in there. And there was some quite high-end stuff in there, which they've never had in there, but they were all without the manual, and they always leave the manuals in the case, which is nuts. Like, there was 60 quid games there, and they were leaving the manual in. Like, some scally will go and nick the manual out of it and sell it for a score. Like, the manuals can be worth, I don't know. I don't think they understand that sometimes, because just because they work in CX don't mean that they're game people. Anyway, so I went, and they had Beautiful Joe, which I couldn't remember if I had, but the condition, I think all of this must have came from the same person. But I picked this one up first because it had the manual on the shelf, so I got that. It was 12 quid, which is a bargain. What else did I get? And I got the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for 8 quid, which is a bloody steal, because that one also was in really nice condition with the manual. So I went up to the counter, and I said, you don't keep your manuals like behind the counter, do you, for like GameCube stuff? And he said, oh well, we've just had a load brought in, and they've come from another store, and we've got them behind the counter. So I went back and grabbed a few more of the games, some higher end games, well, a couple of higher end games, and they had the manuals. But I'm all like, so many times the discs for GameCube at my local one could seem to be really scruffy, but these were all absolutely immaculate. And so yeah, I was really chuffed. So I got Tales of Symphonia, which I'm sure this used to be a 50 quid game. Am I going nuts? I'm sure it used to be a £50 game. But yeah, absolutely superb condition. Really nice. And it's got all the bits in there. So this is an upgrade for me. I think I've got it already. I can't remember. I need to go and check my GameCube box, because I still haven't got anything. It's all boxed and stashed. So yeah, 25 quid in trade credit, you know, it's like, how much it cost me? A tenner. So fantastic. This one, it's not bad for 60 quid, I don't know, but it's just, you don't see it that often. And because it was in, I could see it there, and it had the manual, and the disc's great. It's a shame it's got this on there. It's got that writing, but yeah, the gotcha force. A little bit, but they're all in good nick, you know. So I snapped that up for £60. It's another one of the bigger hitter ones which I can knock off. I got this just because I don't have it, and it had the manual and it was in good condition, so I grabbed that, and I don't have that, so that's another one for me GameCube collection. And then I got this because I think the price has gone down a little bit, and it was in good nick. It's not the 2-disc one, but I know it's stupid, but the manual's in really good condition. But it also had that in there. I know one's been used, which is a bit of a ball ache, but yeah, so this is an upgrade. This is an upgrade for me. Yeah, so I was really chuffed. It's a proper nice stack of GameCube. You know, some really nice ones. If you saw those at a car boot, you'd be like wetting yourself. So yeah, I got in trade credit. I spent 20, 30, 90, 110, 135. So I spent 135 quid in trade credit on those, and I don't know, maybe they cost me £40, which is an absolute bargain. So I don't know if I'm going for a full GameCube collection. I think there's too bloody many of them. I'm just picking up the expensive ones when I see them. So, but yeah, so I know I've waffled on, but there was some really interesting stuff. And I'm used to sort of picking up piles of bits and pieces, but this is some higher end quality stuff. I think it was one of the best weekends I've had of picking stuff up. Just great items, you know, which it's like 100 quid, 100 quid, 250, 300, 200. It's great. It's awesome stuff. I wish I could do it every week, but unfortunately it don't happen. But you know, everyone says, oh, you should try and not try and sell the cheaper items, you know, like 10 quid, 15 quid items. Try and up your item price. And this does that, but it's not possible to go and buy this stuff every week. So yeah, anyway, as usual, wafflage. And I won't be doing a booty this weekend because I'm going to the Bloodstock Heavy Metal Festival, which will be great. I don't know many bands there. I'm into heavy metal, but Bloodstock, there's loads of really heavy stuff which I have no idea. So I'll just be wandering around drinking ale and yeah, just being drunk. So yeah, I'll speak to you in a week or two, and hopefully be back at the car boots. And I've got my van back finally. It's repaired. So my boot sale VW is back on the road, ready for the car boot action. So yeah, all good. Take care, guys. Enjoy the booties. Enjoy gaming, reselling, whatever it is you're doing. So take care. Bye.